I'd like to see Barbie. I don't think I like the Nolan movies, so
Yeah.
I might watch Oppenheimer someday.
I like the Nolan movies when they're crazy, man.
I fell asleep twice when I tried to watch Interstellar.
I didn't bother with Interstellar, and I didn't bother with
Tekken?
Dunkirk.
No, I haven't seen Dunkirk either.
What did you say, Tekken?
Yeah, it was a Tenet joke.
Why?
Because Tekken, Tenet.
Jokes are supposed to be funny.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And we
doing Spookies! And tonight,
we are doing
From Beyond.
From Beyond.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey now, 1986.
Now, Jules was going to do The Beyond.
Yeah.
It was a while ago that we talked about it, and I thought it was that, and then I was like, oh, I bet you it's From Beyond. That makes the most sense.
Uh-huh.
Of course, he's not going to pick an old Fulci movie.
Right.
It's got to be this weird body horror film from the 80s.
Incorrect.
So I watched it, and you're like, yeah, no, it's The Beyond from 81. I don't know. So The Beyond is now one of my choices.
Yeah, because I was actually confused when you said you were watching From Beyond, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's 81 The Beyond. And then I was like, oh, I see what's happening here. He's watching From Beyond. And then I looked at it and I thought, oh, yeah, I saw this as a kid.
I've always avoided it because it looked gross.
Yeah, I saw this when I was like 6 or 7.
Wow.
Then again, briefly, the end of it 2 or 3 years ago at my mom's on like it may have been on the Sven Gulli show or something.
Uh-huh.
And I'm glad it worked out this way because I'm glad I saw this as an adult with adult eyes.
Yeah.
I really like this movie.
It's pretty great.
This almost feels like a Carpenter, just without the music. If the music was there, you'd be like, oh, this is a Carpenter.
I stayed away from Prince of Darkness until you made us watch it.
Yeah.
I stayed away from this until I thought you made us watch it.
God, Prince of Darkness really has impacted my life in a profound way.
What?
Yeah. I don't go into it usually, but
okay.
But this movie also, I thought was fire. Pretty much all of it. I mean, there's some corny angles here and there, and some of the acting is not quite great at all times, but most times in some circumstances. But
it all works really well.
It really works.
I was pretty thrilled. About 20 minutes into it, I said, well, this is just great.
Yeah.
I like the 80s. I liked 80s horror movies because I watched them.
Mm-hmm.
And here was a gem I had never seen because I thought it would be too grody.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. The shots alone, like going up to that house when they go back to the murder house, there's like some really pretty shots.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, I'll give you some surprises towards the end. But you got some facts for me?
Well, so the tagline for this movie.
Ooey gooey fun now?
Humans are such easy prey.
No.
Doesn't really make sense.
No. Because all you have to do is unplug that fucking machine and they're fine.
Right, and they win at the end anyway, so how easy is that? Ask the Predator. He knows all about it.
Mm-hmm.
The budget was estimated $4.5 million. Gross worldwide, $1.26 million.
That's too bad, man. This is the immediate follow-up to Re-Animator, which I don't think was a big hit, but is a cult classic.
Yeah. It's a weird time for horror movies because there's so many of them, and a lot of them are really good, or at least good. But I guess there wasn't as much demand for them as there seems to be nowadays for lesser quality.
Might have just been everybody's renting them, you know? They couldn't keep up with them in the theater.
Yeah, I mean, to buy a VHS cassette back then, you're looking at a $99 price tag.
Yeah.
So that probably, with theaters, I don't know.
Do you feel like Combs should have been bigger?
I feel like, I said this when you were going upstairs earlier. I was getting some real John Cazale vibes here. He's way over the top, but he's also got like a Martin Sheen thing going on. But I'm buying it.
He's got some real good face acting, too.
Oh, he does. Absolutely does. There's a lot of good face acting in here. I mean, that's really what it comes down to some respect, is the reactions, because some of the effects aren't that great.
Well, I think that's the Blu-ray quality at this point.
Could
the
be.
HD TVs. Everything looks rubbery instead of real. I mean, the same thing happened when I watched The Thing, you know?
Yeah.
some of the effects are just like, well, I mean, that's very obviously a rubber animatronic.
So what do I got here? Apparently, so this is based on, it even says it in the credit, and I don't remember that as a kid, but it was based on an H.P. Lovecraft story, which itself was only about 7 pages long.
Good old wonderful racist H.P. Lovecraft.
Yep. Happy Pussy Lovecraft. Dr. Block is named after Robert Block,
the author of Psycho.
Oh, shit. Jason knows stuff. As with his earlier film, Re-Animator, 1985, director Stuart Gordon made use of medical advisors to be sure that the actions taken by the doctors and nurses of the film followed proper medical procedure. Which, if that was proper medical procedure back then, boy, they didn't know shit.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, what about the schizophrenics in Prince of Darkness, you know?
True.
They sure didn't seem to... The weird stuff that everybody knows now is if nobody knew it back then.
Yeah.
The science was behind.
Now, here's the thing, and I struggle with this. I was Googling it, trying to figure it out, and I just gave up. Dr. Pretorius, his character is named after Dr. Septimus Pretorius, Henry Frankenstein's former teacher.
Okay.
Who seduces Henry to the dark side. You have a look on your face. What is it?
What do you mean Henry Frankenstein? Who gets seduced to the dark side?
What do I mean Henry Frankenstein?
I mean, are you talking about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
Indeed, yeah. So I'm trying to piece this together because I'm always of the mind that the guy's name is Victor Frankenstein.
And even then, like, how does he get seduced to the dark side? He's just trying to reanimate a person. It's not...
I mean, that's dark. You know. But so I've seen it credited as Henry Frankenstein. And one explanation said he was a friend of Victor Frankenstein. I'm thinking, how common is Frankenstein? Right? But he's like a good doctor, which kind of serves as an allegory for what Victor Frankenstein could have been.
But Victor, I mean, he's not like trying to create an army of undead monsters to take over the world. He's trying to bring life back, right?
But then I saw that movie studios thought Victor was not a good name.
Same with Henry?
Yeah. So I don't know what the hell is going on with this.
They think it was too gay? Is this like Bruce Banner? Didn't they change it to something else for the TV show?
David Banner. And I think that was literally possibly only because they didn't like the alliteration.
For Bruce Banner? Yeah. No, I think that Bruce is, it was considered a queer name.
Was it?
Yeah.
There's a rapper named David Banner. He's not around much anymore. Hulked out too much. That's all I got for trivia from Bolivia. I guess you should probably do the synopses. I will say I wish the music was better in this movie.
You wish it was a Carpenter score.
God, do I ever. Somebody should do an edit of this movie with a Carpenter score.
From beyond, physicist Crawford Tillinghast Jeffrey Combs finds himself stuck in the psych ward as the only viable suspect in the death of sex pervert Dr. Proteus Ted Sorrell, after he literally lost his head while the two were involved in an otherworldly experiment gone wrong. Brash young therapist with questionable tactics, Dr. Catherine McMichaels, Barbara Crampton, convinces the state to release Crawford into her custody so she can replicate the experiment and prove that Crawford isn't crazy. So it's off to the murder house with chaperone detective Bubba Brownlee, Ken Foree, to try to stimulate the pineal gland in the hopes of crossover into the beyond.
Fucking A right.
Boop-a-bop-beep-bop.
Ken Foree.
Ah, yes, Keenan's father in Keenan and Cal.
Oh, really?
Yes, my son loves Keenan and Cal. I haven't seen Ken Foree much in quite a while, other than glimpses on Keenan and Cal.
You still watch that?
He watches it now.
Your boy?
Yes.
Which one?
Jack.
Okay.
Loves that shit. He loves it like Cal loves orange soda.
TV?
It's on Netflix and Paramount
Plus.
Oh,
sure. Okay.
I think I forgot what he looked like because he didn't. I was like, that's Ken Foree. He doesn't look like I thought he did in this movie.
He's younger. He's a little bit more built.
But, like, I think of him as Ken Foree from Dawn of the Dead. Like, that's the big thing that I know him from.
Yeah.
And this is after that.
It is, yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
It's not, but I enjoyed the sideways venture.
Did you like how I said he likes Keenan and Kel the way that Kel loves orange soda?
I did, and I fucked that line up for you, but I've never watched that show, so I don't get the reference.
Oh. Who loves orange soda?
Kel?
Kel loves orange soda.
A good orange soda is hard to find.
Yeah, sometimes it's too sharp.
Or too soft.
Oh.
Yeah. What do we got here? So I didn't mention this, but I'm going to now. Barbara Crampton. Yeah, pretty much. She sold the leather dominatrix outfit she wore in this film at a yard sale. You believe that?
I have a lot to say about this when we get to that section.
The moment I saw her originally looking at the wrist restraints, I said to myself, oh yeah, this movie gets sexy. This was something else for 6-year-old Julia to try to figure out what's going on. Oh boy.
I saw so much of this shit on USA Up All Night, man. I think it fucked up my head.
Yeah, boy.
Boy, this was a delight.
Whew. So the movie starts. We're in a weird farmhouse somewhere.
This movie, the way that it starts, I was like, is this the middle of the movie?
Yeah.
I was so confused as to how we were starting at what seems like would be the ending.
Yeah. Yeah. You're in a laboratory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just full of colored lights and dials. And
it's looks great.
It's
for
so
1986,
good.
yeah.
And in the middle of
now.
Yeah. In the middle of the room is like this big device, some sort of a homing liquid weird device. It's got huge tuning forks on it, some sort of blue slime or something in it. I don't know. It's like an orb, right? And, fucking Crawford's just flipping dials and noises are happening. And he's tuning one of the forks and fires that bad boy up and it gets all magenta.
Yeah.
And my head.
Yeah.
My pineal gland. Third eye for some people who don't know what that is. And all of a sudden...
Stupid people.
Fucking... What's his name? Fred Armisen's dad comes meandering out in like a paisley robe. Like, yes, Crawford. You started the device.
Well, I mean, doesn't he spot the eels and get attacked by the eels before that?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Those eels floating in the air are good, too.
They're just eels. But they're floating in the air.
Right, and they're vicious. And H.P. Lovecraft stuff is supposed to be wildly hard to film because it's always otherworldly things that are like impossible to put on film. I thought it was pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's weird because so basically what the device is doing is it's opening up your pineal gland so that you can see the different planes, I guess, existing within the universe.
Yeah.
Or just this other one.
Like an extra overlaying level upon our level that normally you can't see or interact with. You're in no danger of.
Right. It's like like how we can't see
ghosts.
That or infrared.
Okay.
Or whatever. Ultraviolet. Some shit. So we're just immune to it, but it exists around us.
Is it hard to find that right now? It's not on DVD or VHS, or why can't you?
I mean, they're trying to scrub it, brush it under the rug, I think.
Oh, it's affecting the Resident Evil sales?
It is.
Okay.
Something about weird changing wigs and having an idiotic story and terrible production. I don't know.
I mean, isn't that Mila Jovovich's jam?
You'd think, but
okay.
I don't know, man. So, isn't that a sequel to something?
Ultraviolet?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, it's the guy who directed Equilibrium.
Which is terrible.
It is, but it's better than Ultraviolet.
I never saw either of them, really. I saw some of Equilibrium, and I was like, well, this is awful.
It's a double feature. But so, so it's purple now, magenta, and eels are flying around. And dude's buzzing in his brain, and Sex Lord comes out just like eating caviar and smearing mustard on his genitals, just like, yes, Crawford. pump it up. And he jams up all of the forks.
My God.
And it's just, I can feel it. He's sweating. And
Shut it down. The eels want to attack us. No,
fuck
Crawford.
that shit. Look at my hard on. It's coming.
I have a second cock in my skull, and it is hard and growing.
As big as my cock gets outside, it gets even bigger inside.
Turn it off. Edward, shut it off. Never. Can't you feel it? Crawford, in the mind. The mind. It's out of control. You've got to turn it off. No.
And Crawford, there's a lady, the neighbor,
Yeah.
whose name I got here, if you'll bear with me a moment.
Belinda Carlisle.
No, that is absolutely wrong. Her name is Bunny Summers. That's the name of the actor.
Uh-huh.
Her dog,
Bunny.
it goes running, jumps out of her window.
Yep.
She goes, God damn it, them weirdos are doing, Pink Floyd shit again.
Those colored lights are going again up there.
And her dog jumps out the window and runs towards the house.
To go get the colors.
And she runs up in there too. She goes, I'm breaking and entering to find your ass. And all of a sudden, Crawford comes flying down because the dog's up there.
Well, he breaks out of the door with an axe.
Yeah, he goes Jack Nicholson on that door.
Yeah.
She goes, holy hell, and starts running away. And he runs past her.
Which
He's
is
like,
great.
Get the fuck out of my way,
Yeah.
Bunny.
Yeah.
And the cops are there, and they bust on him because he's running around with an axe.
Uh-huh.
They go inside, and they discover that Dr. Proteus,
He ain't got no head.
but it's not cut off.
It's like twisted gone.
His neck has been twisted, and his head is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And so they're like,
I don't like that shit. For sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
so Crawford's in the loony bin, and the doc lady, she shows up. Well, first there's another doctor there, Dr. Block, played by Carol Purdy Gordon. And she's a real curmudgeon. Yeah, not around here.
We're going to zap them.
Yeah, I don't like this shit.
For sure, bro.
And then all of a sudden, blonde lady comes in. What's her name?
Barb-
Dr. Catherine McMichaels, played by...
Barbara Crampton.
Yeah, and she's got shoulder pads that you could land a fucking Harrier jet on.
Man, she was really a scream queen of the 80s, bro.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's super good. Yeah, she feels like she's like 4 feet tall.
You think she's a little itty bitty?
I think she's a regular sized person, but Brownlee,
Oh, Ken Foree is quite big,
he's
right?
a big guy. And Crawford feels like a medium sized man, but he's still bigger than she is. But so she comes in all hot shot, and I do unorthodox stuff.
I have pearl earrings and glasses, and my hair is up.
Yep, I'm wearing a pantsuit with a skirt and my shoulder pads. I look like I'm wearing a zoot suit.
You take me seriously. This is the 80s, and you don't want to take women seriously, but you take me seriously.
Yeah, even though I'm like 26.
Yeah, she's quite young.
And so she goes, you know what? And there's like a guy there. Maybe he's a cop or something. But he's wearing his trench coat on his shoulders. But you never see his hands gesturing because they're not in the sleeves. He has the coat on his shoulders.
Well, perhaps he has no arms.
That's what it looks like because you never see his hands.
He's the armless detective.
He speaks without moving his hands, and then you just see these fucking flaps on his arms.
Are you saying he has dead arms like Raquel Welch?
Yeah. He's like a penguin.
Schenectady Surprise? What is that?
Seinfeld.
Yeah, but she's in a play.
Oh,
That's how
no. Rochelle.
Rochelle.
What is it?
Schenectady Surprise.
Interesting.
Not correct.
And so she goes, he goes, well, there's no head and we can't figure it out. God damn it. She goes, well, I don't think he's crazy. I think he saw what he saw, and we need to go there and do the thing again.
Look at his pineal gland. It's big like a cock in his head.
And he goes, that might be a tumor. And she goes,
I think the pineal gland is growing.
It's a cock.
it's a cock in the making. And he goes, well, you know what? I don't care. Do that.
What is the name of that? Do you remember that Sega Dreamcast game with the fish with the
Seaman.
people faces? What's it called? Seaman.
Yeah, Seaman.
Was it?
Yeah.
They got the dangler?
Seaman, yeah.
Okay.
The weird thing is it's like, what does it matter? Why are they releasing this guy into her custody so she can replicate a possible experiment that will ultimately prove that he's not crazy and didn't kill the doctor.
I've got a dead man with his head twisted off, covered in some shit the pathologist can't even identify.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit? We don't have the head. Who cares? Right? This lady saw him with an axe. Fuck it. Who cares? He ate it for all we give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, what does this matter?
I want to know what the hell happened up there.
So they're like, all right, Dr. Catherine, you take homeboy with you.
Take him with you. He's yours now.
And
he's your special boy.
Bunny Browling's going to, what is it? Bunny? Buddy?
Oh, what? I didn't even know his fucking name until I was reading that. Bubba Brownie?
Bubba.
Browley?
Bubba Brownlee.
Brownlee.
Bubba's not his actual name. It's what they called him because he was a football guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's something else.
Buford.
So he's a cop and he's rolling around with them too because they released Crawford into McMichael's care, but
You got this killer with you.
Bring
I'm
Bubba.
coming with.
Mm-hmm.
Is that racist or is that
It is.
Ken Foree?
Do it in a white guy voice just so we can cover our bases.
Well, I see you got a killer with you, so I'm going to be with you with a gun in case.
No, do it in a Chinese voice. It's clear that Crawford doesn't want to do it,
I want you to recreate your experiment.
No.
but he also doesn't want to be stuck in a loony bin for the rest of his life.
You can either stay here for the rest of your life or you can come with me.
That's not much of a choice, is it?
They get to the place and they unchain it, and it's like a, I don't know, Tim Burton-style mansion in the middle of a sunflower cornfield or something.
I like the cornfield thing. That's part of the shot. They're going up to it. It makes it so much spookier. Also, it never came into fruition, but I really liked that they're in like it's gated in.
Yeah.
That seemed like that was going to come into play. Like, you are fucked. Whatever happens in this house, you're going to try to get away and you're not going to be able to get past that fence. Didn't happen.
Here's the funny part.
Yes.
I'm laying in bed while I'm watching this, right? Lights are off. It's like 11 o'clock at night. When they open up the gate, it sounded exactly like one of our cats.
Oh.
She has a weird thing that she does where she like whisper meows. She's like, but then she also like beeps, beep, 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 kind of thing. She's a real weird cat.
Yeah.
So when I heard that gate, I thought it was her like jumping into the bed or something, announcing herself. It's like, hey, Rox. You know, the cat looks at me like, you fucking moron. It's the TV, you know. So they go inside and the place is kind of wrecked because he mashed it up with an axe, the machine.
Mm-hmm.
But also because when the experiment originally was going on, the computer screen was blowing up.
I can't believe he fucking went back to this house and
Yeah.
agreed to redo the experiment that opens up a gate to a new dimension.
Hours later.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, apparently they were able to fit in some brain zappings and everything.
Well, it's funny because they get there and there's a chalk outline with no head.
Yeah, that's pretty silly.
They really drive home that happened there. No blood, though.
It's inside the creature that got him, I guess. In a different dimension that when you turn it off, they zap out of existence.
But wouldn't the head then just drop because it's inside the creature, but the creature's now gone?
It should, based on what we see later.
Or, yeah. And so...
or it comes out bald.
Bubba's...
What?
Bubba's really laying it on thick with the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's his coping mechanism.
Yep.
Dr. Catherine, she's kind of like proving to be kind of vicious. The guy's like, I don't want to do this. She's like, well, tough shit. Do it. All right, I'll do it. So they get the thing up and running. He's like, I got to freestyle it because the monitor's exploded.
Did you say I ripped off that tuning fork?
Yeah, I got to put that back on there too. She goes, yeah, do that. And so he goes, we got to freebase it because the dial's been busted. So all I can do is turn it off and on. I can't like adjust the power.
You're going to freebase the machine?
Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
It's free balling because he can't adjust the power.
Freewheeling, maybe?
That too.
Freestyling?
A little bit of that.
Freebasing?
Mm-hmm.
No.
He's Freemason it, right?
Oh.
You didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't.
He's like, I can just go on and off. I can't go 4 or 1 or 10. It's all or nothing, right? But I'm going to stand by this switch because when shit starts to pop off, you know, it get chunky.
What?
But don't move.
You get chunky?
Yeah. Don't move. Don't think about it. Don't move when we're in the vortex of magenta.
I knew I shouldn't have asked about it, but
and Bubba's like,
You sure we're ready for this?
so he and they're just like, oh my god, my pineal. And she goes, my G-spot.
Mm-hmm.
And Bubba's like, my sphincter. And all of a sudden he goes,
What the hell is that?
it's like squids now with the eels. or jellyfish or something.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to go touch that.
No, don't move!
They're bad.
And so Bubba goes up to it, and he gets attacked.
It's a pretty good move, the way it wraps around him, bites him.
I was kind of hoping that it would be like a Prince of Darkness thing where the bites then maybe infect you with something.
I absolutely thought he was infected for quite a while, and it didn't happen.
Worms or something coming out of him.
he was going to be the beyond, you don't need the machine anymore. It's here now. It's in him.
That doesn't happen.
No, he's just a little fucked up.
A little bit. Right before this, he goes, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm going to go cook some food.
An extensive meal.
And they show it, and at first I'm like, oh, is he baking potatoes? No, it's some sort of a dumpling.
Yeah.
You suspect over stew, maybe?
He made like a pot roast stew with probably onions and carrot. And then he made a shitty dough dumpling and dropped it on top, and that's sort of the pie topping for it.
He gives Crawford one. He gives Dr. McMichaels one.
And they just start gobbling down on that.
And he gives
goop.
himself 3.
Hey, hungry guy, big guy.
Big guy.
I'm Chem 4.
So apparently they eat. We don't see that.
I survived a zombie outbreak not 7 years ago.
And Kel's annoying ass.
That's
with
in the
his
future.
grape soda.
Orange soda.
Yeah, I thought you were listening.
Ooh, I almost punched myself.
Uh-huh. And so they ate apparently. Now they're all juiced up, and Crawford turns off the machine.
I feel so swollen from all that salt.
They're all about to climax, and he cuts it off. Mm-hmm. And that's when Bubba vomits. And then it cuts to Dr. McMichaels in the morning cooking up some eggs. She cracks open an egg and drops it in. There was too big of a gap between the vomit coming out of his mouth and her cracking the egg, which is what I think there was supposed to be like a match parallel.
Uh-huh.
And he should have, and then the egg.
The vomiting also led me to believe he was now infected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Crawford got bit in the face, and he wouldn't have any problems either.
I mean, that's an eel versus whatever those things were. They like straight up injected him.
Well,
Those
the eels
just
shot
bit
at him. Bit him in his bicep.
Crawford or Ken Foree?
Bubba, yeah. It came.
But that was the jellyfish.
He grabbed it. And he's squirming with it. The jellyfish hit him in his finger, but then the other eel shot and hit him in his arm.
I thought it was the jellyfish like wrapped around his forearm and like
I don't think
bit
so.
him good.
I think it was whatever it was.
Look at the tape.
Yep.
Look at the game tape.
Flag? Okay.
Okay.
And so she's all like, I think we need to do this some more.
Yeah.
It unlocks something within me, and I don't know what it is.
Why would you do this some more?
Yeah, that's whatever all the other people say. No, we should not do that. We've proven, that there's like alternate universes or whatever.
Yeah, that's all we need to do. We're good.
And he's not crazy, so it's vamoose.
Also, if like this machine's making me horny, I think you got to get out of there, man.
Yeah.
Because
whenever you get horny and stuff,
you're not thinking straight.
No.
And
so he goes, you know what? I'm going to pack up the car, and we're getting the hell out of here.
Uh-huh.
She's like, nah, I'm going to go upstairs real quick and turn it on. And she does just that. Because Proteus presented himself the first time.
Welcome home, Crawford. I'm glad you came back. Who's the lovely woman?
Right?
Is that or is it the second time?
Is it the second time?
I think it must be the second time because the first time they get attacked, but then the second time I don't know.
No, I think he rolls up on them.
Okay.
And they're like, what the hell? Yeah, because
welcome back, buddy.
Bubba tries to shoot him.
Oh.
But he cut off the machine. Because now when they go, because he rips off his face.
Yeah. It's
now
gross.
When they go back, she turns it on. He's more hideous.
Well, okay, so the first time, he's like, my friend, come touch me. Yeah. Did you think that was going to be the end of him? I thought he was going to touch him and be absorbed into him.
No, I don't know what I expected, but he's
covered in Vaseline to make him look otherworldly. Like there's actual Vaseline on him.
It's pretty gross.
That sinking flesh too, where he puts his hand on him. It's a stupid effect, but it's good.
When he rips off, he doesn't rip off. He just melts off his face. That looks really good too.
It's really gross. I was quite grossed out.
Yeah, and it's almost like they live a little bit. And so now when she sees him, he's like half melting, half his body, and he starts touching on her. Right? Is that when he rips open her shirt? It's grabbing her titty.
In another life, I would have enjoyed you in another way.
Is that when this happened?
I don't know, but they're downstairs like, oh shit, something's happening. upstairs.
I forgot we saw so much of her boobs there. And he starts elongating and sliming up his fingers.
Yeah.
Like he's going to start blasting her in the cooch.
Crawford's up there and he's like, leave her. And he goes, no. And then Crawford runs away. And I think Bubba then is like,
Messing with that damn machine again, man.
you got to rip the cables out. Even though he's standing next to the machine, he could have turned it off. For some reason, he doesn't. He runs away and he's like, we got to rip the cables out of the wall.
I was about to ask you, what fucking movie is it where people are biting out eyeballs and trying to... It's just what it's...
And so Bubba's like, better yet, I'm going to go get a knife.
Yeah.
So he goes to get he's in his underwear.
Yeah, you see
His wiener's hanging out.
You see
all over
it
the
pretty
place.
good.
Yeah. He's got like Houston Oilers underwear on or something, the color scheme.
That's poop. Oh, sorry.
So Crawford runs down to the basement and there's a big fucking worm
Yeah.
down there. You know, he's trying to get to the breaker box.
And he says like, oh, somehow it reached down here. What? Why is it not in the living room too? Why is it the basement in the attic?
Yeah. One
Why
big
is there
worm and one
water?
freak guy upstairs. It's like, there should be eels everywhere. or
Why
whatever.
water?
And why are the eels translucent, but this is like a real creature?
It's like a fucking guar creature.
And there is water down there. Feces, maybe?
I feces from beyond.
Yeah. Pre-com?
Oh, from Proteus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, his dick is probably down there somewhere.
Maybe that's his dick,
Oh shit.
right?
Yep.
So it's a big worm thing, and
Big perm, big worm.
it grabs Crawford, starts eating his head. Mm-hmm. And Bubba comes diving in with the knife. Hi-ya! And it goes, nope, and it kicks him away.
You got knocked the fuck out!
But he's next to the power box, and he goes, oh shit, I'm going to rip this fucking thing out. I think he fights something and rips it out. Because Crawford's upstairs, he's about to molest Dr. McMichaels.
Yeah.
He's all over her titty and shit.
And he's gonna pineal into her head, right? I mean, that's his
yeah,
plan.
that's what his plan is.
He's
Ultimately.
talking about the most sensual and amazing thing will join our brain.
Mm-hmm. And then he's gone because they cut off the power. And she goes, fellas,
We should turn the machine back on.
I fucked up, but maybe we should turn it back off in just a second. No, Dr. McMichaels. Crawford's bald now.
Yeah, why? Why?
We wet powder on our asses.
Why does he look like that?
It
Why
sucked his
is
hair?
he so weak?
But he's all bruised up and shit, too.
Yeah.
He looks like, you know what he looks like? He looks like Neo, fresh from the fucking pod.
Oh, sure.
You know? Sans all the jacking points or whatever.
I mean, they make it seem like the Monster 8 part of him. Mm-hmm. You could
Sucked
also
him.
argue that, like, he's evolving. It's the pineal gland thing. I don't know.
I don't either. He looks like Peter Weller from fucking RoboCop.
Go ahead and give us a call. 763-634-1897. What the fuck happened to him? Why he bald like that?
Explain this to us.
Can you
because-
help us?
And so now he's also like knocked out.
And he's got his ruffles have ridges. He's now got a weirdly shaped head.
And so they decide the best place to put him to rest is in the BDSM room.
Oh shit. Okay. All
Because
right.
earlier in the movie, they find his porno.
Dr. Proteus his dick didn't work.
He
so
is whipping the shit out of this big titty lady.
She loves it though.
Oh, she do. Yes, you slut. Say my name. Say my name.
Is that where they got the name? That's where they got that
They
song.
sampled it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so
Beyonce's dad's favorite movie. That's how we got that.
Crawford reveals that Dr. Proteus used to bring women here. Oh, and they would do these things.
And they wouldn't even let me watch. I would
just lay there and listen. It was depraved. So, yeah, he's a sex deviant. So now, Crawford's busted up in bed. Bubba's loading up the van. And Dr. McMichaels decides, you know what? I'm going to sniff me some leather. And I'm going to rub it on my face. And better yet,
yeah,
I'm going to put on this BDSM bustier, halter,
yeah,
stockings.
Yes. Julian?
Jason.
Is it boners?
Yeah, all day.
This is the hottest shit in the world. I fucking loved it so much.
She's feeling a little frisky. She looks over and she goes, oh, this Crawford boy's laying here all
Oh my God.
smooth and shit.
Wasn't she touching herself a little bit first?
A little bit.
Oh, Julia.
So she walks
you
over.
You see her, like, her butt. She looks so good. Barbara Crampton looks so good.
Well, I'm sorry, but yeah. So she walks over to Crawford.
I am willing to become a pineal monster to be able to experience this.
She starts touching his chest a little bit.
Yeah.
Working her way down to below the ridge line of the covers.
I think she might be touching his pee-pee.
She is, and she brings her fingers up to her mouth. And she licks it a little bit.
And she's straddling him.
She gets on top of him and she starts straddling him. Now, as we see her right thigh in those stockings, it answers so many questions.
So what's wrong with you now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's grinding on him. And Bubba bursts in.
Well, that motherfucker. How the fuck did this not become a three-way adventure?
Well, she gets up and she goes, hey now,
Yeah.
you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go. Play now.
Seems good to me.
She's coming on to him hard.
Yeah.
And for a split second, it seems like we're going to Pound Town. But he goes, look at your... He starts shaking her.
Why would you do that to her?
Adrian whatever from Grind.
Look at yourself! Is that who you are?
She goes, yeah, I like it. What about it?
I am as fly as could be. I am the best me that there is as far as making people horny.
Mm-hmm. You saw me in them suit jackets earlier. You had no idea.
Nope. I'm the hottest bitch in town.
And so he goes, well...
Land's ready. You going like that?
We is leaving. And then...
The machine turns on by itself.
Yeah, Proteus ain't playing around.
Honestly, I'm so glad that I'm not in this situation because I'd just be like, I know that everything's purple and the world's going to end. I need to fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. This is the hottest situation on the planet. I don't even care. You can turn me into a goo monster. Dicks can come out of my forehead.
You're walking around with granite in your pants at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
I was really having
Because your
some hard
pineal's
times.
doing all sorts of crazy shit. It's like being on ecstasy or something, man. I don't know. Lord forgive me. I'd be so embarrassed for the rest of my life, however long that would be, for taking advantage of this situation. But whew, it'd be sex like you wouldn't believe it.
Yep. Definitely some sex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite a bit of it. Baldy, get over here. Put your head in my butt.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
But because the pineal gland.
It's just because he's
right
all
up his
smooth.
butthole. Oh, okay. Wait.
His whole head.
Wait, you want Ken for which one? They're both bald. You want the guys to put their heads
Buddy,
up your butt?
Bubba's not bald.
Is he not bald?
No, he's got a short fro.
Okay.
Anyways, so they are like, oh shit. Now we all have to work together because we got to stop this machine. And this is the point, I believe.
We can fuck later.
Where is it yet? Where his head is, or is it just pulsating at this point?
I don't even know. This gets a little murky at this point.
I think it comes out when he's upstairs talking to Proteus. So they're like, what do we do? I don't know. We got to do something.
Because he can finally see what Proteus sees because he's got that little worm poking out.
Yeah. He goes,
Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful.
It's predator vision. Woo.
yeah, like, that's not beautiful.
It's not.
That's actually a step down, I would say.
Yeah, just, oh man, heat signatures and blurs.
Great. I can't see areolas anymore. And so he's got a little weird penile coming out of his head.
Can't appreciate Barbara Crampton in that fine-ass getup.
I know, right? And she's still running around in it.
Yeah.
And then Proteus sees her like, God damn. Shit. I knew, but I didn't know. And so they're kind of going at it. And Proteus is just like a weird thing now. And I think he starts to eat Crawford a little bit. Is he sucking him in?
I mean, doesn't Bubba get it before that?
Oh, that's right. They run upstairs, and Dr. McMichaels and Crawford are suddenly attacked by metallic dots
Yeah, they're like bugs, but
or something.
who knows what they are?
They're covered in it.
Nanites.
And Bubba comes up like, no way, I'm going to stop this. And he runs up to the machine, and they all go on him now.
It's because he like throws his flashlight for whatever reason, and the flashlight points at him, and then he gets covered in them.
It's a kind of a cool effect. He points the light at them, and it sort of repels them. They're almost like nanobots or something. And then they're like, oh, you know what? No, we're going to come on you now.
But why? Because now the light is pointing at him, and they go on him.
He drops the light, and you're right. And he falls on the ground, and he's covered in them. And when they look at him a split second later, his arms and legs are all eaten.
He bones.
He looks like a little T-Rex man.
He's oh, never mind. That's in the future.
Yeah. And he goes, oh shit, and he dies.
He's like, maybe if you stuck your hand in a jacuzzi full of piranha and pulled it out.
It's rough. But the dots are gone at this point. So Proteus is like a real beast, and he's going at Crawford. He's also like got his penis hand on her leg and he's stopping her from turning off the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And so she grabs like a fire extinguisher and she starts spraying the machine.
And it shuts it down.
For a brief moment, but then it comes back.
Why doesn't she just start breaking that globe? I think all you really need to do is shatter that globe.
Yeah, but she doesn't do that.
Why? Come on, lady.
Crawford, are you all right? Yeah, I'm okay. And then it comes back on. Oh no, and it starts fusing with him. And now Crawford's like breaking out of him. Run! McMichaels. And she goes, no, I planted a bomb.
Yeah, what?
I don't know if you remember that, but I went to the Acme store and I got a huge TNT bomb with a 5-minute timer on it.
Yep.
And now Crawford's fighting Proteus and he's all mushy and the neighbors are gathering outside. And 3, 2, 1, and she jumps out the window and it explodes. And she falls on the ground and just shatters her legs. Bones and tendon are sticking out.
But she yells something, doesn't she?
Geronimo!
No, when she's on the... Before it cuts to
To
wherever...
infinity and beyond. When she's on the ground? Or when she jumps out?
No, when she's on the ground.
Yeah, the lady runs up. Oh my God, lady, are you okay?
They ate him! Is that what she yells?
And then she just starts laughing maniacally with her legs, like bones sticking out of her flesh. And the movie ends.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, she goes back to the crazy hospital?
Shit.
Wait.
We jumbled this up.
When does she go to the crazy hospital? Do they get her?
Yeah, they... Oh.
Because they try to zap her brain. And the guy's really taking pleasure in it. Because the nurse, she goes... Oh, because after... Yeah, something happens because they do a chalk outline of Bubba's body. So they must come and get them.
But he's dead now. Her friend is dead. Our guy, Jeffrey Combs, is dead from that explosion.
That they go back. So when she's in the BDSM, she turns it off and they come and get them because Combs got eaten. God, why
He's got that peener poking out of his head. I know they go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital.
And the nurse is trying to pull that peener out of his head.
She's trying to explain.
Why would you pull that thing out? You wouldn't do that.
No, you
it's
wouldn't.
in his brain.
Study that shit. But they think Dr. McMichaels is crazy herself.
Yeah.
She's like, Bubba got eaten by bugs.
So she's gonna shock her.
She's taking great pleasure in the fact that now this doctor has fallen from grace and she's gonna electrocute her brain.
I'm surprised I'm confused about this timeline.
I forgot all about that.
Well, because it's very insane, this last third where he's running around ripping out eyeballs.
He's sucking them out. Yeah.
Popping the eyeballs out to get the pineal gland.
Because he's eating brains.
I think he's just eating the pineal gland, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's eating brains from a jar.
Yeah, and you're going to get sick. Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, because they go, hey, zap Dr. McMichaels. I'll be back. I got to go check on the guy. He's gone. He's seeing Predator.
Yep.
Finds a jar full of brain.
Why is this jar pink to me? Oh, it's full of food.
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mutagen ooze type jar.
Yeah, that's what you store brains in, extra brains.
And he's going
They're
to
big
town
old
on
pickle
him.
buckets.
And she goes, oh, don't eat those. He goes, yeah, what the fuck am I doing? I'm going to suck your eyeball. And you're, what? And
he gets lots of people. He
gets her, he gets the male ambulance driver, he gets the female ambulance driver, but he doesn't get the bum.
No.
He steals the ambulance and drives away.
The bum is somebody.
Mortimer, we're back.
The guy that's gonna zap her, he's really got a hard on for zapping her. But they go, what the hell are you doing? Come with us. Her brains got sucked through her eyeball or whatever. And so McMichaels gets free and she steals an ambulance and drives back to the house. And that's when all of the confrontation happens with Peniel versus Peniel. And she puts the bomb up there because now she's wearing clothes. But then she jumps out the window and it explodes and then it ends, I think is what happens.
I don't really know.
And the credits are rolling.
I don't even think I drank during this.
I did quite heavily. I've been doing that moonshine.
Yeah, it's good.
But my cat keeps trying to get at it.
Oh, because it's got the cream in it.
He's just.
But is it real milk? Because it seems like it must not be because it lasts 6 months.
And it's on a shelf.
Well, I mean, a lot of that stuff seems to be able to exist until you open it. Highly pasteurized. Is that why you can leave it out?
Flasheurized.
Oh, yeah.
I like this movie.
I like this movie a lot.
Quite a bit. It's just goopy enough.
Uh-huh.
It's only an hour and 25 minutes.
It's a pretty rad adventure.
Oh boy, it is sexy as all hell.
Man, I honestly, like, I'm giving this movie an 8. Like, but the amount of hornies it gave me gives it a 9.
I'm going to give this movie a 9.
Yeah.
No question.
Fuck.
Not even just because of that, but overall, I think it's the real deal.
It's a real gem.
It is.
What do you give Barbara Crampton?
4.
Oh, really?
Just in the acting department?
Yeah.
A 10 in the sexy department.
Fucking fuck yeah.
Kidding me? Good Lord, I'm going to be in trouble when Callie hears this episode. But
well, let her know that we are still working on the machine that lets us travel back in time to fictional universes where we will put ourselves in great peril to have sex with her while the monsters are in the house. You give her a 4? All right, I give her like 5. I enjoyed her. I got a kick out of her.
yeah.
What do you, so I'm giving it a 9, you're giving it a 9? Mm-hmm. What a good movie. What a delight.
And in a lot of ways, this is another Prince of Darkness for me. Just really hits me where I need it to hit me.
Fucking Prince of Darkness did not do that for me at all.
Hello. What's that guy saying?
That guy. I am Bugs. What, have you seen Re-Animator?
Yeah, again, when I was a kid.
Is that good?
I don't know. I remember a guy's head on a plate.
Right. Like that's is that the bad guy?
I think so.
And there's Beyond Re-Animator. Is there a sequel from several years later?
I do believe so.
I haven't seen either of them.
I should watch at least the original.
I've missed all of the Jeffrey Combs stuff.
I mean, that's just it. I was like 5 when this movie came out.
Yeah.
So, Video Adventures, man.
That's Video Adventures, 1820 North Farwell Avenue.
Comes out on VHS 2.5, 3 years later, and I'm watching it when I'm a fucking child.
Why are you? You rented it? And your mom's just like, get whatever you want?
I think my mom just had a vast horror collection because she liked horror movies and worked at the video store.
Oh, she worked there? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, what do you think? I just go there after school and hang out?
I just thought you rented there all the time. I know I rented a fucking dickload of movies.
I was like 6 and 7. I wasn't renting shit.
Okay.
But she worked there, yeah. She was like their bookkeeper or whatever.
That's cool.
That's why we just, got to hang out there and we'd peek through the curtain at the porno.
Oh, for real?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you how I worked at an adult bookstore for like a day? I think I was 18.
In St. Cloud?
No, in Sioux Falls.
Oh.
Oh, wait. This isn't even from then.
Oh, wait. This isn't even me.
No, when I worked at the same video store I worked with Ben, Video Update, there was this guy that came in to rent porno, and I may have mentioned this before, but he drew a little curly mustache on his face. Like, is he trying to disguise himself? This guy straight up, it was like a blue Bic pen going like this and doing a little swirl.
Sure.
He was like a Latino guy.
Weird.
And it's like, what are you doing? Yes.
But his hair wasn't blue.
No, it was a pen. It was obviously a pen, and he was renting porno.
Weird.
And it was like, are you in disguise?
He didn't want you to know who he was. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Are you a silly boy? What's happening here? Okay, you can find us on Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook. We Doing Filmographies. Head on over to Twitter, Do Filmographies. Email us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com. Give us a phone call or text us at
763-634-1897.
God damn it, we're masters now. We got that shit down.
One of the only maybe 5 phone numbers that I know by heart now.
I don't know your phone number.
I don't know my phone. I do know my phone number. I know mine. I know Callie's. I know this one, and one of a couple of work phone numbers that I have to call.
Way to go.
But they're easy.
I know mine and Jenny's. That's it. And then this thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and head over to the Now Playing Network, nowplayingnetwork.net. Find yourself some new favorite podcasts. Movie Madness, Directors Club, Vinyl Emergency, Tracks of the Damned. A fuckload of fucking podcasts.
And here's the thing. If this is the first episode you're listening to, we got like 85 other ones.
Yeah.
Before this. And some spookies from the year prior.
Yeah. So maybe, how about, obviously Spookies drew you in. Listen to these Spookies, double back and enjoy the other Spookies, and then be like, I like Jason and Jules. I'm going to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. I'm going to tell my friends so they get more listeners.
I will say, as an aside, when we did the Spookies last year, because it was like spooky time, I was more apt to start watching other spooky movies. I don't think I'm going to do that this year.
No, you were like, man, you're such a fucking weirdo.
Because it's not spooky time, so I'm like, I don't really want to watch anything else spooky.
This guy's so different than me. I'm like, hey, man, here's like a list of like really good spooky movies you could choose from. I think they're all supposed to be pretty good. I don't know, man. What do you think? Child's Play 30 Days a Night.
Yep.
What?
When people are like, this spooky movie's good, it's I don't know, man.
I don't know. Why don't we check out, how about we watch Hereditary?
Pretentious bullshit.
You want to pick Hereditary?
Fuck that movie.
What about?
Let's watch what was it? The
Changeling?
The Changeling. You mean with Angelina Jolie?
Nope, George C. Scott.
Nope, this other shitty thing that
it wasn't shitty.
Sparked conversation, but was not spooky.
Hey. It was more sad than spooky.
It was interesting. It was fun trying to piece together what was going on.
You liked that it was like a Scooby-Doo.
It was.
All right. We'll see you
in
perpetuity.
2 days? 1 day?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
More spooky.
We're going to hit all 6 in a row?
Yeah. Sugar, we're going down swinging. Bye.
Bye.